Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening. Excuse me. And like every other evening, it's me. It's nice to be back after 12 days away in Cyprus. And if you remember my last show, I think I was just telling you, I'm sure I'm getting a little bit of an infection. Well, I did. I got a chest infection when I got there, so it didn't take the shine off the holiday because we had great friends with Chris and Jean. Absolutely unbelievable. And there was a nice surprise that the wife Shirley did for me when I arrived, which was the celebrating. See, the present was for my birthday, because the missus wanted to do something special, and my birthday's not till November, but it was the only thing she could think of to give me some special time because of the working hard and everything that we've been putting into everything that we're doing over the last few weeks and months. It's just been unbelievable, and it was a surprise for me. And once I got the envelope off my wife and I looked at it, okay, I was a little bit shocked at first because in my head I plan the future, and straight away I'm thinking, oh, work, have I got enough hours? What am I doing on those weeks? What am I doing? Have I got things to do? And of course, you know, I went for the flow, had a little bit of time to plan things out. And we had a lovely hotel there, Silver Sands. We thank all the staff, the waiters, everyone. Honestly, Magda, the hotel manager, wow, to me it's just unbelievable. The welcome that we got, the welcome I received, which I'll tell you about in a moment, and the weather. We couldn't have asked for better weather. It was absolutely heaving in Protaras. Honestly, I never knew. I thought it'd be, we'll go and relax and have a good 12 days just relaxing basically and taking in a little bit of sunshine. But it was 29, 30, 32s. The weather was unbelievable. One day we had some torrential rain. I mean, myself and Shirley got caught up in it. And hey ho, you'd have to laugh at some people. They were jumping out the sea. Yes, rain, running for cover. I'll let you work that one out yourself. But honestly, we got absolutely soaked, and that lasted for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then the sunshine came out, and I think that was it. We had 1 or 2 little spits of rain, and I'd say spits of rain, you know, but overall, honestly, it was unbelievable. One of the best holidays I've had, and that's massive thanks to Chris and Jean for making it so special for us. Honestly, it was laughs, tears, as I always do in holidays, isn't it, you know, and especially when you're leaving. But you'd have to try and make the fun things happen as well, the memories, save your memories. And on arrival on the evening, it was funny because we had taxi transfers, you know, which is better than the coach because the coach takes nearly 2 hours travelling, and I'm a bad traveller. I hate travel. Honestly, I'd like the Doctor Who style of things where you just flick a switch and that's it, you're there. That's what I like, you know, to and go. But I'll tell you some more about the travel in a minute. But anyway, absolutely fantastic, and I was wishing everyone all the best as well for Grassroots football. And I hope it all went well. We'll talk about that one in a minute as well. But on arrival at the hotel, the wife, I knew there was something going on. Well, I just didn't know whether there was anything going on. And what they have, and I think it goes back in the days in COVID where you've got left, right foot, they've got a little, you know, on the floor. And as we were walking in, there was a few people before us, and Shirley says to me, stand to the right. And I'm looking down and going, do you mean stand to the right? What do you, stand to the right? I was like the X Factor. It was. And there's me looking at these feet and thinking, what's going on here? And then the receptionist, absolutely, and forgive me on the names because I'm the worst in the world to remember all these names, but absolutely gem. I'm looking as we're going to check in there. but we weren't jumping the queue. There was a man there, standing there and his wife, and they were getting seen to. And as we go up towards the reception desk, I'm still looking, and she went, "Ah, surprise, surprise." And I'm looking, and then she goes, "Ah, you're on the same floor as the others." Alarm bells, and I'm going, "Others?" And just then, they got onto it. Chris and Jean come up the back, flying through with the video camera on, with the balloons, and I'll put it on social media one day. It was just unreal. It was a great welcome and a massive and welcome surprise, because they came over to celebrate my birthday, and I couldn't have asked for anyone better, honestly, because we know what we do, what we get up to, the laughs, and every minute going on walks with Chris. It's just tremendous. The holiday brought me back down to where sort of thing, from the hype of One Step Ahead on mental health, the song Lean On Me. It was everything that was going up. Once the car break down, the new car coming, I just didn't think I was going to get to this holiday because of everything. Even the washing machine, you know, we're still sorting that one out, but you've got to catch up, and that's the worst thing about coming back from a lovely holiday, fantastic holiday, is you come back to it all again, don't you? Anyway, out and about at Grassroots Football, so a massive thanks to Jean and Chris, made our holiday, and honestly, tears were flowing at the end, obviously, because you don't want to leave those people, but we'll be meeting back up again, so it wasn't a goodbye. As Jean says, it's just ta-ra, see you soon, and that's what it is. We're not closing the door on each other, that's it, we're back soon, and I'll give you more info on that. But what a holiday that we had. Thanks everyone in Protaras, Cyprus, unreal, it really was. Okay, if you don't want to know anything about it, mal@don'ttexttheline.com, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. Honestly, the people you meet are just unbelievable, and you want to stay friends forever, because holidays bring the best out of you, don't they? And that's what it is. You realise what you're missing when you're at home doing all your work, and on you go. Okay, we're back and out and about today, seeing my grandson playing football, meeting up with my son after a few days away, sort of thing, and put my REFspect and my badge, as you can see yourself. It was back to normal, and I'm only in the early stages of catching up on things, because when I got in, I've got a mountain of letters like that, and I'm looking and went, I'm not dealing with them this weekend. Come Monday, that's when I put the pressure back on myself, opening the letters and deal with everything that comes to me. Just relax today, and that's what I've done. Going out, watching some great football, enjoying the football, see my grandson, see my son, and catching up with the family, basically. That's all it is, and that is what you want to do. And you know what? We couldn't believe the weather when we got here. 8 degrees, very mild, and then rising to 10. But cloudy all day. And it just seemed very eerie. I don't know what I couldn't explain it. It was so quiet when we got in last night, even this morning. Whether it's Sunday morning, I don't know. But when you get up and you're thinking, wow, what has happened here? Anyway, back to the rock and roll, new car, and I was like this because I've got an automatic now. It's automatic, and normally I drive manual, but I just decided this time give the arms a little rest, as if we need to. But honestly, it's a dream come true. But happy with it. I really am. I just feel comfortable in this car. I didn't in the last one. Simple as that. But we're out and about at Grassroots Football now. I'm sure wherever you've been over the last few weeks, weekends, and even the days, you've been respectful to your referee. Unbelievable. I even missed the England game. I think when I saw it just on the live score, it was 3-0. I was going to watch it, was going to make it, but the 2 hours ahead in Cyprus, and I went, it takes me hours to catch up on 2 hours anyway, and I've got to get back into the swing of things because it takes it out of me, trains me. So I've got to get back into the swing of things, and that's what I'm trying to do. Get up nice and early, what I thought was nice and early. Honestly, just dragging yourself out of bed and you're thinking, no more sun, just pure work. Anyway, we had an absolutely fantastic time, end of. But I'll just jump back off grassroots football because I did promise you this one. What a nightmare in the airport. Now, I've been watching on Instagram over the last few weeks how the airport's going to deal with things, what we've got to be putting up with in airports, and you just look at Instagram half the time and you think, is it true, is it not true? You can't understand, you know, with this AI thing, and the majority of them are just setups, you know. But I've been looking and saying, oh, the changes that are coming, boy, honestly, when we got, it took us 40 minutes by taxi, and it took us to Larnaca Airport, and where you normally have the drop-off point, we just go in, the taxi driver took us through the back end, where we had to come in where arrivals were, and we thought it rather strange, but we got in there, we walked through. He said, it's absolutely heaving, we couldn't believe it, but we didn't think Brutalis would be heaving. And when we goes in, books it, we'd never seen anything like it, honestly. Our flight was 21:50 their time, obviously 2 hours ahead, and we arrived at the airport, I'd say around about 7ish. Honestly, we had something like 50 minutes, no time at all once we got through in that airport. You were like cattle, honestly, that's the way you've got you everywhere. And then it's a free-for-all, because what happens as you queue up and as you go through for your check-ins, they don't know all these other gates. So when you got to the end here and you sort of like walked to a queue, everyone was coming through these ones and pushing you back. Not their fault, obviously, but they were pushing them through and pushing them to that. So all these ones here, if you're going through these entrances, were in the front of the queue, so it made it worse. And then you, honestly, even when you got the check-in, your bag, all your laptops, everything's got to come out, and you're thinking, I thought they all had to stay in your bag. Now it's again, take them all out, no liquids. It was just, honestly, I've never seen anything like it. We were shattered. There was no aircon on, no aircon. The heat was, it's a wonder people didn't collapse. It was that bad going round. It was never ending, honestly. It was just so, people were talking and thinking, we've never seen anything like this. It was unreal, the way they're doing it and treating you at the airports now. And I think airlines should be looking into this. They don't tell you this when you're going on your holiday. They need to put some pressure on the likes of Larnaca Airport and every airport to say, these people have just been on a, you know, they're going on a 5-hour flight and they want to get through nice and easy. Yes, security reasons, fantastic, but not the way it's done. No aircon. The sweat, the heat was terrible, and you're walking up and down, there was no ending to it, where you're going to get said or seen to. Honestly, people are just directing you, and it's just a free-for-all mayhem. It's not just yourselves, there's hundreds of different flights, so everyone's going through the same situation. So you can imagine that. So you're with people from one country, another country, this country, that country, your own country, and you just can't make sense of the way things are happening. So you can't blame the people who want to get home or get away on a flight, honestly. And then we're all talking about, when we met up with the English, do you know what, this is why we made up with John Lennon Airport, absolutely brilliant. And then when we get there after a 5-hour flight, exactly the same. These are the changes that you're going to face like a cattle market. We've never seen anything like it. A long walk now into John Lennon Airport, and all the flights are coming in together, and it was the same. It was the same. Honestly, you just don't know where you're going, what is happening. This was really, really starting to put, because I hate, as I said, travelling, starting to put me off going on holidays because of the way the airports are. It's frightening. It really is. So we need to put pressure on the airlines to start talking to the airports, to put the aircon on, to get people through, to make sure that we're all enjoying ourselves. Because once you've been on a lovely holiday, you want to relax, but there's no relaxing. You get onto the plane, you know yourself, there's a little delay. There's never a plane that goes out on time. If there is, please, mal@don'texttheline.com, let me know. Let me know if you've ever gone out on a flight on time. We were close to it, but it didn't happen. It was 5-hour flight, and the time We arrived at 1:05 and we got out of there just after 2 o'clock, I think it was, and then we had to get a taxi back. So the travelling was a killer. It's sort of like when you leave your hotel, it's like an 8-hour travelling day, so you've got to be prepared for that. But that was tiring. 2 airports, taking that in, honestly, and I think we need to look at it, but this is what you're all going to face on your summer holidays. Just be pre-warned. I've watched it and I went through it, and it is total mayhem. So take that into account. Check with your travel agent when you go in. If you're doing it online, they're not going to tell you anything. But if you do it through a store, go in and wonder, ask them why they're not telling you about the delays and what's happening. They all need to put pressure on the airlines, not just the airlines need to put pressure on the airports to say, let's get something sorted here. Let's make it quick, easy. Security, I'm all for, but honestly, people will start passing out. There's elderly people, they're walking, there's steps up and down the stairs. It's wrong. It totally is wrong. You know, you're treated like criminals, not holiday makers. So there you go, that's my rant about the holiday, but an absolutely fantastic holiday. The next breath, where we stayed, what we done, who we met, and got the sunshine. But be prepared when you are travelling, I assure you. It gets a little bit heated under the collar, shall we say. Anyway, back to grassroots football, I didn't miss any, I think, yeah I did, watched the Chelsea game, Liverpool, once again, we didn't perform. But honestly, I see now the way the players are getting slated, and it's making me feel better. You know, the last minute goals we were scoring has now turned against us, and all the other teams are doing last minute goals. Everton even had it. Palace, last minute goal against us. Everton played Palace, last minute goal against them, last kick of the game. And this is what's happening, people are starting to get this. And Liverpool have gone through a rut, 3 in a row. And it just could be a little bit of a nightmare. Now we've got one more game at home, Manchester United. This is where the lads will turn up. This is where they've got something to prove and show just what Liverpool are all about. Relax, change your shirts, change your boots if you have to, go out there lads and show them what Liverpool Football Club are all about. Because I'm looking at all the pundits and everyone, even Jamie Carragher, slating Liverpool the way they are. But if this team gels and comes good, wow, there's no stop. At the moment, I'm looking at Manchester City for the title, I really am. Because I don't think Arsenal will last there, but I'm looking at Manchester City as the big threats. And I think they will be. I really do. And Liverpool will come strong. They'll start doing it again, and let's just hope we can do it at home against Manchester United. Looking forward to that one, I really am. And also I'm looking forward to each and every one of you going to your grassroots football and respecting your referee and each other on the field of play. We want REFspect on and off the field of play. No sideline referees, no animosity towards any of the officials or each other. Let the kids play and let the referees referee. And I hope you've been doing that while I've been away on holiday, because that's what I like to hear about. But the good thing is, on social media, I haven't really seen all about the verbal abuse and aggressive behaviour, because the international break, it's helped me out a little bit as well. So I apologise that I haven't done my Friday, Saturday shows over the last couple of weeks, but I'm back here today on the Sunday, on the 12th of October, and we're ready to go, because now the work does start for me and DXTL. Unexpected holiday, fab holiday, now the work starts. One step ahead on mental health. Let's get this choir going again. Let's get this fundraising going again, because we do need it. We want to maybe get the choir back together again. Just to maybe entertain in homes for the elderly, because the kids were all up for that when I mentioned it. And let them do a show here, because there's 2 or 3 of them that want to do a show. So I assure you, I'll be getting them as well, and I'm going to have a little change around in the DXTL studio. So, all I want you to do is, there we go, I managed to sort that one, it wouldn't go off. What you to do is support us, everything that we do, and Quaddy Green Vipers as well with Jay. The walk, I'm sorry, I have been sharing things, but I'm back home now. I'm not too sure when you're doing the walk. Let me know, and I'll see if I can actually make that walk with you if you haven't done it already. So the plan is Mal to do a little walk, and I'll probably bring a couple of lads down with me as well, and we'll join forces with you and we'll get some photographs of the kids doing the walk, and there's going to be some memories as well. But keep watching this space. In the meantime, have a great day, put your feet up, relax, because if you're at work you've got a big week coming and it'll fly over, no doubt. I've got tons of work to catch up on. So in the meantime, relax, do what you're doing, but enjoy. Honestly, just enjoy your life, because life is far too short. We'll be back again on Friday evening, hopefully with Dan and Jay. I'll keep you informed on that one. In the meantime, we'll see you soon. For myself, Mal Lane, all the team here at the Grassroots Show, don't cross the line, REFspect, Heart of Gold initiatives, one step ahead on mental health, no ref, no game. We've got loads going, haven't we? We'll see you on Friday. Cheerio for now.